Hey, thanks for making it to Veterans Info Tap. I'm glad you made it. Wanted to talk about an often missed and not thought of benefit, especially once we've gotten out into the world from our time in service and time moves on. We seem to forget about this specific benefit. I'm going to jump into it and just kind of give some highlights, go over it, just a gentle refresher, if you will. And before we do, I want to throw on a special thank you to Robin Shane C2J. Robin Shane, thank you so much for the super comment, super chat thing. I really do appreciate your support very much. All right, so what is this? This is the VA home loan. Now, I'm going to talk about just some of the benefits about it, kind of the features, what have you. Go through it and just share the information with you. Again, as a gentle reminder of this benefit that we have out there. And I'm also going to say, look, I've had David Piatek on the channel multiple times. He's a solid individual. He is a veteran. He's currently still serving in the National Guard and also is a lender. He is a mortgage guy specifically focused on VA home loans throughout the nation. So if you have anything that you need within that realm, questions, ideas, how to maybe segue from your home and then into another home and then renting out your old home and all that good stuff. Can you use your VA home loan twice? All that good stuff. He is out there for you. I'll put his information in the description and in the comments below. All right, so VA home loan. I have kind of some notes up here, just kind of a general kind of overview that we'll go through here. All right, so VA home loan is a mortgage option offered to eligible veterans, service members, and surviving spouses that's backed by the U.S. Department of Veterans Affairs. These loans offer several benefits, including the potential for no down payment, no private mortgage insurance, and competitive interest rates. The VA guarantees a portion of the loan, enabling lenders to offer more favorable terms. All of that is true. Basically what's happening is the VA saying, hey, look, if the veteran goes into default or something like that, we will pick up X number of dollars. So it reduces the risk for the lender. Now, one of the great things is you can get up to 100% back, I don't know, maybe 6 years ago or so. I believe it was during Trump's first term. They changed it to allow up to 100% for anything that you qualify for. Before that, it used to be capped off kind of geographically. So the higher cost area, you could go up to maybe 800 and something thousand at 100%. Beyond that, you could not do 100%. So now it's strictly based on your capability of payment. So if you make a bunch of money, then you can afford a bigger house or more expensive house and be able to still get 100% financing. Now, when interest rates are low, that makes even more sense. When interest rates get higher, well, if you could throw some money at it, that's also helpful. All right, so in any case, let's move on here. There has been some information in the news about the VA home loans and the ability to, avoid foreclosure if you fall into some sort of a certain situation, and there are less opportunities actually than your standard Fannie Mae, Freddie Mac, FHA type of loans, which are all federally backed as well. And so that part's a little bit interesting, that the VA home loan is, less advantageous if you fall behind. Now, another important piece in what they talked about was the no private mortgage insurance. No private mortgage insurance. So usually if you have a conventional type of loan and you have over 80% loan to value, the lender is going to require you to pay mortgage insurance. It's an additional monthly piece of your payment that essentially is buying insurance on your loan in the event that you go into default. It protects the lender and helps them. So, but you don't have to do that with a VA home loan because the VA picks that up essentially for you. All right, so let's talk about some key features of VA home loans. Well, one, again, no down payment. Most VA loans offer zero down payment, making home ownership more accessible. Also, and I don't know if they're going to talk about it here, you could purchase a 1-unit single family home. You could potentially purchase a condo type of a situation. You could buy a 2-unit, like a duplex, or 3, or even a 4-unit property with your VA home loan, which is pretty fantastic. So again, no private mortgage insurance, or PMI is often what you're going to hear it called. Unlike conventional loans, VA loans do not require PMI, which can significantly lower monthly mortgage payments. It ranges, right, depending on if you were required to pay mortgage insurance. It depends, on your loan amount and so forth. It could be, a few $100s in some cases per month. So competitive interest rates, VA loans typically offer competitive interest rates, potentially saving borrowers money over the life of their loan. Flexible qualification guidelines. The VA loan program has flexible qualification guidelines, making it easier for eligible individuals to obtain a mortgage. Now, what do they mean by qualification guidelines? Well, the two biggest pieces in that sentence, or whatever statement of flexible qualification guidelines, the two biggest things that jump up in my mind are credit score and debt to income ratio. So they'll be a little bit more flexible on the debt to income ratio, which is how much money you have versus how much you're spending, and what that equates to from a gross income perspective. And the credit score, right? It is what it is, but there's no real credit score requirement with VA. It's more of a glimpse at your credit history. And in some cases, you might have a low score, but your history has not been that bad over the last X number of months. All right. Next one here, guaranteed by the VA. The VA guarantees a portion of the loan, reducing the risk for lenders and allowing them to offer better terms. Now, here's an important piece. Every single lender is not the same when it comes to VA home loans, and the VA does not do the home loan themselves. So VA is not actually doing the loan. What they're doing is essentially providing the mortgage insurance for you, right? So they're backing it and saying that, hey, let's take the risk off. If anything happens, we will pay into it. So that reduces the need for mortgage insurance. Now, every lender can tighten up the guidelines a little bit if they want, and the interest rates could be a little bit different. So I have found that, again, David over at Waterman, his channel is VA Housing Education. Super solid. Check him out. He will guide you in the right direction. All right. Eligibility. Veterans who meet specific service requirements, such as 90 consecutive days of active duty during wartime, or 181 days of active duty during peacetime. Service members, active duty service members who meet eligibility criteria. Surviving spouses, unremarried surviving spouses of eligible veterans. How to obtain a VA home loan. And I will tell you this, David will walk you through these steps and help you with any part of this process. So, number one, how to obtain a VA home loan. You need to obtain your COE, that is your certificate of eligibility. This document verifies your eligibility for a VA home loan. You can apply for your COE on va.gov or through your lender or by mail. Number two, and look, here's a little second piece to that. If your lender is like, I don't know how to get it, you need to get it. They're not a pro in VA home loans. Just saying. In some cases, that could bite you. David, again, solid. Check him out. Number two, find a lender. David Piatek, I would suggest giving him a call. Apply for a loan. The lender will review your application credit and income and may require a VA appraisal, depending on if you're purchasing or if you're refinancing, that type of stuff. Number four, close on the loan. If approved, the lender will work with you to close the loan with a title company or closing attorney, whatever your state has. Other important aspects, there's 3 bullet points, then we'll wrap it up. VA loans are generally intended for primary residence and not for investment properties. However, you could purchase a home with your VA home loan, then life changes, you could move out of it, and that's okay, and you still have a VA home loan on it. While most lenders offer VA loans, it's a good idea to check if your real estate agent is familiar with the process. Some sellers may not be familiar with VA loans, so it's important to work with an agent who can explain the benefits to them. So what they're talking about here is in some cases, you might be looking to go purchase a home, and you might be doing a VA home loan, and maybe the agent that you're working with has no clue. And so when they put in your offer that you're going to be purchasing the home with a VA home loan, the listing agent and the sellers might get cold feet and go, oh boy, I heard bad things, or I heard there's problems with those. And typically there's not, especially if you're working with a solid lender. So it's just nice to have somebody to be reinforce the ease of the process. I've purchased many homes with VA home loan, and I have had no issues. So with that, thanks for watching. I appreciate you very much. Have a great one. And remember, if we don't take care of each other, something went wrong.